Cadillac. Everyone's favorite era of Cadillac, or not. The 1995 Cadillac. This one is a sedan DeVille Concourse, which, you know, I suppose if you're deep into the woods in 90s Northstar era caddies, and you know more about these things than I do, please, you know, let me know. Feel free to correct me either in the comments of the auction, yes, this car is for sale and at auction, or just in the YouTube comments, whatever you want to do. But my understanding is the Concourse, of which this is basically, it's different from the standard DeVille by A. In 95 anyways, you got the brand shiny new Northstar V8, the original Northstar V8, twin cam, this and that, versus the standard, you got the 4.9, was that the high-tech 4.9? The standard V8, which definitely was down on power compared to this car, but probably up on reliability, at least traditionally. This one's in good shape. We'll get into that stuff in a minute, but let's go around the car and we'll check it out. We'll give it a quick tour. Does have the original fob, which works, which is cool. I don't know what that one does. That might be the alarm, that might be panic. That pops the trunk. We'll check out there in a little bit. This is 95, so you still get the gold key treatment. The Pat's key, a little security chip there. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. This particular car, 50 some odd miles, or 50 some odd thousand miles, so it's still in very good shape. It's not 100% perfect, but it's maybe the nicest one of this generation Cadillac I've been around, and I've seen a lot of these with low mileage. There's some that looks like that'll come off, some mud or dirt or something. A little bit of creasing, but no tears in the seats. Or I take that back. Look what I just found. It looks like there's a little split right here, right there at the top of that one seam. Didn't even notice until right now, so it's not like it's prohibiting the use of the seat. You have the 3-seat bench here and in the back, so you and 5 of your closest friends can go wherever. Check this out. Got a little spot for your umbrella. This isn't a Cadillac specific umbrella. Totes. But I don't know, that's kind of fun. Oh boy, it is nice and squishy in here. Let's start it up. The key goes into the ignition a little firm. You don't have to fight it to get it in there, but just something of note. I'm sure this might look a little flickery, this digital dash here on the GoPro here. Just under 53,000 miles. AC blows nice and cold. You know, all the switch gear and everything here with the heat and cool all work. Let's crank that up just so you can hear the fan going. Open the trunk. We've got the display here that shows kind of different, you know, trip stuff. Got a timer. 61% left on the oil. What else do we have? Original stereo does work. So that's cool. I have not tested the tape deck, so your mileage may vary there, but everything seems to work here pretty well. I did notice, I was gonna say, you know, I don't know if this ashtray has ever been used, but probably, because there is actually one small cigarette burn in the leather here, right in the middle. That's the only thing that I've found. You know, the carpet all looks good. There's no burns there, so, you know, maybe Mr. or Mrs. prior owner had a smoke or two. But you can tell by the smell in here. It smells good in here. These click. This guy also clicks like a button. I don't know if it's supposed to, but it's just a blank, and I don't know what that's for. Maybe you can jam like a garage door opener in there? I don't know. Turn this down. Dash is in good shape. There's a little bit of like wrinkly-age around the passenger airbag module cover, and then here in the center you can kind of see it's lifted up here a little bit. It's the most egregious part, but no major cracks or anything that I can see. It all looks pretty good. Power seats, it all works. Let's go forward, backwards, up and down. That moves the back. The memory does work, so I don't know, somebody had it set to one. I don't know how to stop. 2 is set to a different setting. So that all works. Check out the center console. I did see in here, apparently this guy used to own a different Cadillac, a 1984 Cadillac. The Cadillac Gold Key Delivery System. So he this must have been a holdover from that, from a Cadillac, you know, 11 years. This car's junior, but I guess we can use it to test this. Tape deck, let's see. This will be fun. How do I get to tape? Tape? That's still on stereo. How do I get this to tape? Ah, there we go. No? Shoot. Aha.
In your owner's manual. A few comments on the operation of your remote control trunk release.
Ooh.
To open the trunk lid,
let's just play this out while we go around the car. This is fun. I know it's for an 84, and it's not for this car.
To close the trunk,
but let's just have someone talking in the background as we go around this car. Shall we?
The pull down and latch mechanism will pull the lid forward.
We got in here.
As you can see,
creating a higher standard.
Many special features and benefits, which add up to high levels of luxury, quality, and value. An important part of your new car's total value is the
warranty paperwork in there as well. Poncho.
You should regard these warranties in much the same way as you would an insurance policy.
Check out the other side over there.
Understanding the terms, coverage, and
it's a fun cup holder. Look at that.
From each. There
It's a bit clunky, but
5
you know.
limited warranties on your car. The basic new car limited
Headliner's in good shape.
The entire vehicle, except tires for 12 months or 12,000 miles, and the sealed refrigerant portion of the air conditioning system for 12
the hood
months,
too.
regardless of miles. The 24-month or 24,000.
On our way to the other side and listening more about the 1984 Cadillac. Now this car was detailed. They did spray under here, the little Armor All-ish residue. And my understanding is, so this car went in for service. Shortly after service, they basically said, hey, you know, you need your water pump done. And guy didn't want to do it, so he donated it. And then it turns out, I guess it didn't need the water pump. It needed the belt for the water pump, which is under this cover here. And so at first glance, you can't tell if it's on or not, but it is now. That belt was hanging on by a thread and it was slipping and it wasn't fully driving the water pump. And so now it is up and running. And you know, I put about 100 miles on it, driven it hard. You'll see in the driving video. And also, you know, had it idling here for my entire hour-and-a-half photo shoot, and it has not even attempted to get hot. So I know that's obviously the big bugaboo on these Northstars is coolant system health, and you know, overheating is generally a sign of bad head gaskets and head bolts, which this does not have those symptoms. So doesn't mean it won't in the future. If you're up on your Northstars, that's kind of what these cars do. A lot of the time, it's not a certainty, but yeah, this one seems to be in pretty good health. There's a small crease here. Barely see it. You might be able to get a paintless dent repair tech to get some of that out and polish it. If you catch it at the right angles, there's a little crease there, and it stops just before you get to about the wheel. Let's see where we're at on the cassette.
For you to record these services as they are performed. Your dealership service department specialists.
Oh boy, this tape sounds terrible.
Experienced in performing all the records and procedures appropriate for your car.
Let's stop that. That tape sounds awful. We'll eject it. We'll leave it there, that's fine. But yeah, this seat, everything adjusts as well. Forward, back. Oh, windows. Windows work good. Important on this era GM. It's testing the windows. Auto down on the driver's side. See that rear window? Yep, it's working. Oh, there we go. That one had a little tiny hiccup, but I think it's the switch over here. You can tell these windows have not been opened in quite some time, but they work just fine. Power locks. Those lock and unlock. Back seat, wonderful place to be. An enormous amount of room back here. Incredibly comfy and cozy. These seats are in excellent condition. Rear package tray is nice. Doesn't look like it's been sitting in the sun forever and ever. It does have backup sensors. That's what these guys are. They blink faster or slower when you're backing up. So that's kind of fun. That was kind of some hot-ish in 1995. And yes, you too, in the back seat, can live your best vanity mirror life. It's over pleated mat pockets. You got AC and heat back here. What's under here? What do we got? I got this guy. Oh, got a little cup holder apparatus, kind of like the front. Looks, can't tell if that's how it's supposed to be. I suppose it is. What a weird deal. But that guy's there. And yeah, let's look at the cavernous trunk and then go for a drive. It's quite large, as one would expect from a Cadillac. This is, I don't know what this is. It's open. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to break whatever that is, but it's there. Under here, we've got our options codes, which is cool. We've got the cassette. So if you got a VHS player at home and you don't want to listen to that 1984 edition tape, you got that right there, as long as your owner privileges. And this does have the soft close, which is kind of a cool thing back in the 90s on these caddies. So we take this trunk lid and just kind of put it to there, and it whirs and buzzes and pulls it down. Overall, this is an extremely clean car. It's got the chrome wheels. I haven't seen the dates. They're Michelin's. They've got a ton of tread on them. Let's see if we can find a production date on these. 20th month of 2016. So they're not catastrophically old. This car seems like it was mostly in a garage, just based on the fact that the quality of the paint and the plastics and the stuff like the dashboard and the rear package tray. So I don't think it's been a ton of time outside in the sun. But you know, strictly age-wise, you're kind of at the end of the run there as far as those tires are concerned. But they don't see any clear signs of dry rot or anything. So, and they feel good on the freeway. I've had it, you know, 80 plus miles an hour, and it feels pretty good. So yeah, that's the tour. Let's go on a drive. We'll drive it down my standard road, which is going to be too downhill and twisty for this car. I'm probably going to get it, you know, it'll be a good test for the cooling system and the head bolts and such on a Northstar, which is what you want to do. So we'll run it through its paces and we'll see what we got. Let's roll. Let's go for a cruise, shall we? Onboard systems are okay. Thank you, digital display. Let's roll. Definitely a little rattle in the suspension somewhere. I think it's in the suspension. Can't tell where in the suspension, but there's definitely a little bit of a rattle. I don't feel anything really through the wheel. It's not like a huge clunk, but just a little. There's a little rattle somewhere. It feels okay for what it is. Brakes are definitely getting warm. They still feel okay, but they're a little squishier. This is a big car, and it actually went relatively quick for what it is. I'm not sure if the mic is picking up that little rattle in the suspension. Right there. I don't know. There's a little rattle coming out of the dash. But definitely a rattle coming out of the suspension. And yeah, boy. Brakes are a little fading. So, that's it. That is this car. The 52,930 miles and counting on this here 1995 Cadillac sedan DeVille Concourse. Bit often, bit early, drives well. Yeah, it's very nice inside. It's a lovely place to be. I probably pushed it a little bit harder than anyone has any business going down that going down the road right there. But it does okay. It's got good power. Engine feels healthy, and yeah, I'll be really interested to see what this does at auction. Follow along in the description below. Use the link to kind of see the auction. I'll be interested in to see what it does, and yeah, bid often, bid early. Do all the YouTube things, the subscribe, the notification, all that fun stuff, so you can keep track of all this when these cars go live at auction. And otherwise, thanks for hanging out. Bye.